May our decisions today be made with wisdom, careful deliberation, and in the best interest of the city of Diamondhead. May we display patience and kindness in our dealings with each other and all who are in attendance, and may any decisions made today promote the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Diamondhead and the enhancement of the city as a whole.
Commissioner Torberson, would you lead us to Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Here. Commissioner Flowers? Here. Commissioner Torgerson?
Here.
Commissioner Hector? Commissioner Lael? Here. Commissioner Horn? Chairman Ruble?
Here. All right, are there any changes, excuse me, or adjustments to the agenda from the commissioners or staff? None? I see none. I need to hear a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Do we need to have a roll call for the legal counsel? Okay. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, review with approval of the minutes from August 24th. Since we didn't have a meeting last month because there was no items for the agenda, it's the August 24th would be the last minutes we'll be reviewing. Are there any amendments or changes to the minutes for August 24th meeting? Commissioners? Staff? Okay. Seeing none, I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Chair recognizes the motion and a second. Do I need a roll call for this? No.
Everybody's here, so you will not need a roll call tonight.
Okay, good. Well, we
Just
hope
make
so.
sure your microphones are on, please.
Yeah, make sure your microphones are on, okay? All those in favor of the approval of the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And chair rules that there's no opposition, it is approved. Okay. The first item of business is the City of Diamondhead, represented by Ronald Jones and building official, has filed an application requesting amendment of the, is that correct? No, let's say August, I'm sorry. That's my fault, I had the wrong agenda. Okay. Desculpe, as we say in Portuguese. Desculpe pela Simone. Okay. Let's see. And if I mispronounce your last name, bear with me, okay? David Dreher? Dreher, okay, has filed an application requesting the variance for the zoning ordinance, Article 4.18.3 DII, to allow for the construction of a roof over a concrete slab basketball court totaling 4,875 square feet, the height of 25 feet 6 inches. This would be a secondary accessory building at this address. The property address is 8438 Chemo Court. The tax parcel is 067M-135-175.000. The property is an R2 zoning district. The maximum square footage allowed for an accessory building is 800 square feet. The variance requested is 4,075 square feet. The maximum height allowed is 25 feet. The variance requested is a 6-inch variance. Therefore, only one accessory structure on the property. Okay. There will only be one, let me repeat that. There will only be one accessory structure on the property. The variance request is for a second accessory building on the property. The case file number is 20-2100-343. Okay. We have a staff report?
Okay, that works. All right, thank you. Okay, let's set the stage of how we got here. Mr. Dreyer came to our office and requested, he wanted a covering on his existing basketball court. And the covering was going to be 4,875 feet, a roof over the basketball court. It was going to be the 25 and a half inches high, and it was also going to be an additional
Pat, you mean 25 feet?
25 feet, 6 inches high. 25 and a half feet high. Very good. And it was going to be a second accessory structure on the building, on the property, excuse me. Okay. The 4,875 feet, you are allowed 30% of the square footage of your house, or 800 square feet, whichever is less. Okay, so 800 square feet would be the less portion of this equation. So he's asking for 4,875 square feet, which is 6 times the allowable amount on a piece of property. And as far as I know, we've never had an application for a variance such as this, of this magnitude. The 25 feet and 6 inches on the height, the 6 inches, it cannot be taller than your primary structure. And in this case, his primary structure is greater than 25 feet. Okay, so he's asking for additional 6 inches in as far as the height is concerned, because we allow 25 feet maximum. And then the zoning ordinance states that you can only have one accessory structure on your lot. And again, this variance is asking for a second accessory structure. To my knowledge, we do not have anybody with a second accessory structure thus far. So in essence, he's asking for 3 variances. Okay, one for the square footage, one for the height, and then one for an additional accessory structure on the property. That's where we are with that now. I'll give the staff report after we've had witnesses.
Hello. My name is David Dreer, 8438 Chemo Court in Diamondhead, 39525. Start. So, as he said, yes, I'm trying to apply for a roof over my basketball court. Where I'm at, I actually own 7 lots. If I'm correct, it's a little over 1.7 acres. You may know more exact than me. I've had other variance approvals, rerouted our main drainage and everything to code and per the city, even with help of Mr. Jones. I've had my other accessory structure, which is my pool house with my pool. That's all been done, improved, everything that the city would want. And so on my, as you see with the overhead, or say the survey you see over there, the overhead view, we did a basketball court on the far side. We have natural privacy on 2 sides of it, with our house being on one side. Then a fence, a vinyl fence going across the front side is privacy. And we were wanting to put a roof on it just to protect from the elements, rain, things from trees, keep covered from the sun, things like that. I believe that I would like to have. I know it's probably not the normal request. A lot of homes you may see that do an addition, they would do an awning, if I'm saying it right, or I'm saying it right, an awning connecting, a breezeway. Breezeway. They would do a breezeway connecting. In this situation, it's such a long span, there's no possible way to really do it, because it's such a long area. I've kind of, many talks with Mr. Jones about it and that kind of thing and stuff, but it's not as simple as it being right beside the house. And just do a breezeway, apply for a standard permit, and be done with it and that kind of thing and stuff, like you could at a lot of other homes if you kind of look close and you see breezeways and stuff. So that's kind of why I'm, doing it. I do a lot with the community. I coach, the softball teams here. My wife does the basketball, that kind of thing. I do a lot. Y'all see me here, serving cocoa. Remember, I was a stormtrooper like a couple Christmases ago around here with a big Santa hat. I do a lot for the community. And so, it's not really for me. It's for my kids. It's for their friends that we do lessons for them to become better basketball players. We do have a little lean-to on the side with a bat cage that wasn't noted, but where we do the baseball practicing and that kind of thing stuff. A lot of times in Diamondhead, and a lot of parents realize this, when it rains in Diamondhead at East Rec, you cannot go on the fields for days. And with this, we have a lean-to with a netting, like you see, like a bat cage, if that makes sense, guys. So, if we have that, we can have the kids come there and practice hitting and that kind of thing and stuff. If it does rain, if we get a roof, then if it's raining, we can still practice and that kind of thing. So that's kind of, why I do this. I kind of, and anything I do, I do it nice. No, I'd say anything I've done, from my pool, people that have seen it, my pool house, my fencing, where my house is. If anybody's really ever seen it, on the back road on Lola, I planted bottle brush. Now it's so tall, people from Lola can't see my pool house or anything. It's secluded. I just try to kind of stay in my bubble. All the stuff from the pandemic and all the drama in the world, I try to stay in my bubble, and I believe that's the way I can keep things safe for my family, my kids, my friends' kids. I mean, even now, if we tried to go, just go play basketball and one of the reasons to go play basketball at East Rec, well, there's teenagers there saying words that my kids don't need to know yet, that kind of thing. So we kind of keep them away from there and all. So that's part of the reason I did the basketball court. But then I was like, I really would love to do a roof to just offer better protection, to protect it. We actually want to paint it, just like you see the tennis court, the tennis world, that's technically painted. We kind of want to do the same purpose and, paint the court and let it look nice, because anything we want to do, add in value. If we do a roof, it adds value, it adds taxable dollars to the city, which means more property tax, which I know, yes, I will have an increase in property tax, so I'm fine with that and stuff. And I try to be, forward of a lot of my neighbors. If anybody has a question, they always come to me, whether it be Miss Virginia that used to live across the street, or my neighbor Ted, or my other neighbor beside me. I try to be forthcoming and that kind of thing and stuff. So, that's kind of why I'm doing it, and it's well in all the normal offsets where it is secluded. If you look at the one overhead where you see the tree lines and stuff, it's very secluded as far as having a natural privacy, and that kind of thing. And you even see the 3D drawing that we did, a mock drawing of what it would look like. It's not just getting some 2x4s and hitting something together. You want to do something nice, something that's attractive, and that kind of thing and stuff. So, I mean, that's basically it, unless anybody has any questions.
This photo, I just have a question. This photo that I was going to show you,
Mm-hmm.
and this is already existing, correct?
Yep, that's what's already there.
Okay, anything else from the commissioner? Todd?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. We'll discuss that, and you'll be here.
Yep.
We may call you back up.
That's fine. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Chairman Rubar, we did not have anyone sign up for comments, but I do have, oh, yes, okay. Yes, yes, I do have a letter that was sent to me, and yes, that's exactly what the request was from the letter writers, okay? And these are families that live on that street on Chemo Court. I believe well, 8 signatures, 4 families, and 4 properties. That's, yes, okay. All right. And this letter is dated October the 19th, 2021. Dear Mr. Rich, we are writing this letter in protest to case file number 2021-00343 regarding the addition of a second accessory building to this property at 8438 Chemo Court. It is stated in your letter to the families residing on Chemo Court that there shall be only one accessory structure on a property. Mr. Dreher has one accessory building on the site. The one accessory building is a pool house, which is the size of a small home. I'm going to skip the next paragraph of this letter because it's not germane. It's talking about permits for previous activities there, and they were all, so, okay, very good. With the request of the second accessory, it will affect his direct neighbors and surrounding neighbors. The structure will change the view of his direct neighbor's backyard that is tranquil and has a beautiful view of nature. Building a roof over the concrete slab basketball court and possibly baseball batting cage disrupts the character of the homes that already exist on Chemo Court. We are not talking about a small area to be constructed, but an area of 4,075 square feet. The surrounding neighbors do not want to view a towering roof that is not a primary domicile as they walk on Chemo Court or sit on their property to enjoy an evening with nature. The second accessory building should not be permitted to be developed, since the structure could alter the market value of the surrounding homes on Chemo Court. If a gym is needed for children to play basketball, perhaps the city of Diamondhead should consider building one on an undeveloped area away from residential homes. For the specific reason of pushing limits, we protest the construction on the property of 8438 Chemo Court for the roof over the basketball court and possibly batting cage. We would like to keep our peaceful and nature-esque street intact. Respectfully, the families residing on Chemo Court, I will read the names. Maria and Britt Burlett. Okay, very good. Thank you. Barrett. Yes. Debbie, Robert, and Derek Williams. Ronald E. Howell, Edwina and Michael Ducree. And that is the letter.
Okay. Any questions regarding the letter? Commissioners? Okay, any additions from the staff? Okay, can we have a staff recommendation, please?
Okay, after looking at the variance and looking at variances that we have granted in the past and the scope of this variance, the staff recommends to deny the variance as petitioned. When you look at the areas that we're supposed to look at as far as determining whether we will find for or against the variance, we determined that special conditions and circumstances do not exist which are peculiar to the land, the structure, or building involved, and which are not applicable to other lands, buildings, and structures in the same district. We've also determined that the literal interpretation of the provisions of this title would not deprive the applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same zoning district under the terms of this title, because they're not they do not have these rights, okay? Maybe I should rephrase that. Nobody else has one of these, okay?
Okay.
That that special conditions and circumstances do result from the actions of the applicant. That granting the variance requested will confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied by this title to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same zoning district. And the variance, if authorized, is beyond the minimum variance that will afford relief and will not represent the least modification possible of the regulation in issue. It is extremely excessive. The variance would not observe the spirit of the ordinance and would change the character of the district. The variance will not observe the spirit of the comprehensive plan, and this variance will not change any use and density or of the subject property in use or density. It wouldn't change that. So, based on these issues, we recommend to deny the application. Any questions for the staff? Mr.
Good.
Chairman? Oh, Todd,
Any-
I'm sorry.
The only thing I wanted to, I mean, I realize he's got 7 lots, right? I mean,
Right.
So
Correct.
that is taken into consideration, but even though we're looking at 3 different requests for 3 different variances? I
We're
mean,
looking-
one request for 3 different variances?
That's correct. That has 3 variances
And
to
it's
it.
how many times greater than the allowed size of a covered?
6 times.
6 times greater.
Yeah. You're allowed 800 square feet, okay, maximum.
Oh.
All right. He's got, the basketball exists today.
Right.
The court exists today. And it's fine. You got a permit to pour the concrete for the basketball court and also for the batting cage, and they're fine. But when you put a roof over it, then it becomes an accessory building,
I
okay?
get it, yeah.
And then that 4,800 square feet blows it out of the water there, okay? The 7 lots, that really doesn't come into it because it's one piece of property,
Okay.
okay?
This is a question probably for, I'm not quite sure who. But I think this is something that we need to bring up. If this was a separate piece of property, in other words, if this was not a combined property,
Mhm.
okay? And he wanted to accomplish this,
Mhm.
okay? And what would prevent him from doing it then?
800 square feet, and he'd have to have a primary structure on that property.
Okay.
He already has
So
a,
I get
okay.
it. So if he would take one of the lots, break it off, not suggesting you do this, David, but do it and then build a structure there to beat the house, you would still be limited to 800 square feet.
correct.
Correct. So
Just trying to change go down all the avenues.
Yeah, I
here.
understand.
So the same considerations would apply whether it was on 7
Right.
lots or 1 lot?
Okay. I try to look at everything from all the angles because
It's a good question.
it's our responsibility to the citizens to do that.
Absolutely, good question.
Okay. Okay. Commissioner Latrell? Susan, any comments, questions? Okay. Commissioner Flowers? Good? You're good? Pretty straightforward. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Mr. Rich.
Can I say something?
Well, of course.
I guess you see, sometimes like homes on the south side where there's no longer homes, say, there's like a hangar, or that kind of thing and stuff. But I know it's not the norm, and that kind of thing, and I'm not trying to cause drama or something like that. And I thought I expressed stuff to all my neighbors, and apparently I didn't. And well, I did with Miss Virginia, but I guess we really don't.
Yeah,
There's many, many other people on that. street.
yeah, I understand, you know, and, you know, I talked to Ted and other neighbor there.
That's on their property.
Yeah,
They hear the basketball.
yeah. And, you know, he said perfectly fine, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, I try to be forward with what I'm gonna do anything I do for my pull-outs and everything like that to make sure everything's beautiful. And apparently I dropped the ball of coming to you or that kind of thing. You were afraid your dog, and you know that by just time it's a joke. But you know,
My
and
dog only barks at people he doesn't like.
but I mean, you know, I would say probably I neglected just showing everything with it because I went to my neighbor on the side and I went to Ted and that kind of thing. And, you know, I guess I thought everything was fine. So, you know, I apologize for not showing you, like, the stuff they have. I
And then
apologize.
think, like how you said, you're for the community, why not help try to navigate building a gym for the kids here in Diamondhead?
I've tried a lot back in the day,
Well, pull-
you
pull
know, and
some
that kind of
young
thing.
guys like you together.
Mhm. I tried back in the day with the POA when it was like Donald and Jerome, they were so hard about East. They put a lot of money towards like Noma with the football fields and stuff, but I did try to push that where like a lot of that was cleared right across from Tennis Road to do something like that, and it just, you know, whoever sometimes on the board, it's about their agendas and that kind of thing.
Okay,
So,
well,
you
let's
know.
keep the discussion to the matter at hand.
Okay.
Let me say this in general comments. We respect what you're doing, and we are very aware of your community actions and involvement.
Yeah.
And having been a former teacher and head wrestling coach, head track coach, and assistant football coach, I admire what you're doing, and I think what you're doing is great. One of the suggestions I would make to you is to try to soundproof the area a little bit if you can. I don't know if you can do that. I know basketball can be quite noisy. I was never a great basketball player, was too short.
Yeah.
But I think in this instance, you know, we're caught between what the regulations are. Now, I will express this to you as we express to everyone. No matter what our decision is, the city council can reverse our decision no matter which way we vote.
Yeah.
So you can go before the city council in, when's the next one?
Next Tuesday, November
Tuesday.
2nd.
At 7 a.m.,
No,
7 p.m. maybe?
6
6
p.m.
6
Same
p.m.
time as we are.
right here. And bring your case before them. We don't write the laws, we simply follow the laws. And the ordinances are the laws we have to follow. So we don't have a whole lot of leeway which way we can move on a given issue.
Yeah.
And particularly in this one, we don't have no leeway.
Yeah.
Okay. If your basketball court was 800 square feet, yeah, well, we might be able to do something, but no basketball court's 800 square feet. Okay. So that's kind of where we are.
Well, main thing I was gonna get to pretty much to them like was, even if I get turned down right now or that kind of thing, I'll kind of want to apologize for not being up front and showing you everything. I did drop the ball on that, and it's more for I'm just apologize on that. And you know, if we do anything else or anything else that's variance related, I promise to try to be more forthcoming to you guys and showing you guys, so you know you guys know what I'm doing and you can tell me your 2 cents. You know that kind of thing and stuff. That's the main thing I kind of wanted to say. I apologize. You know, I should have went to you guys. I talked to others, but I didn't, and it's my fault. I do apologize. No excuse, that kind of thing. So I'm sorry about it. I should have kind of just showed you everything and got your take on it, see what you thought and stuff. So I'm sorry. You know, so that's all.
Thank you,
know.
David. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you for sincerity. Okay. We need a motion on this item. So I need somebody to make a motion. The chair will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the staff report to deny the variance request.
Okay. The chair will receives the motion and now will entertain a second.
Second.
Motions are made and second. Okay.
Any further discussion amongst yourselves?
Right. I'll get there.
I knew you were. You were looking at me, and I thought maybe you were.
No, I was just waiting to
just-
see if they had more comments from the staff area.
Oh, no, we're good.
We won't go there, okay?
We're average.
You are good, but yes.
We're
Any other comments from the commissioners? Any public statements you'd like to make this time? No? All right. Seeing none, call the motion to questions. Any questions on the motion? Okay. Having no questions on the motion, I will call for a vote, and it'll be a roll call vote.
Commissioner DeBro,
Aye.
Commissioner Flowers,
Aye.
Commissioner Hector, Commissioner Horn, Commissioner Leo, Commissioner Torgerson,
Aye.
Chairman Rubor.
Aye. Okay, the motion is passed to deny the request. David, again, you could take it to the city council, discuss it with them. They can overrule us. They may have a venue, whatever. So we're not the end authority here, okay?
And that'll be this coming Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And they'll make the final decision, but this will be a recommendation to that council.
And thank you for coming and submitting the application and the request. You did everything the right way, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Moving to the next item on the agenda. Once I can find my glasses here, they're right in front of me. Okay. The City of Diamondhead, represented by Ronald Jones, the building official, has filed an application requesting a text amendment to require all new names to be Hawaiian in the subdivision regulations. Ordinance number 202-001. The proposed text amendment shall be added to Article 308-7, and all other proposed street names shall be Hawaiian. The case number file is 2021-00385. That's like throwing the bear over the fence. Mr. Rich, do you have, is there a staff report on this, recommendation?
Yes, I have. Do you want me to set the stage for this? I'll set the stage for it. This is something the council requested that we do, to continue with the Hawaiian names and
The city
Hawaiian
council
theme.
requested this?
Yes, the city council requested this. So, we
Okay,
are.
may I make a suggestion?
Yes,
That they check these Hawaiian names before they post them. Okay? I know Hawaiian, okay? Not as well as others people, okay? But a lot of the names are enunciated incorrectly and spelled incorrectly, okay? Going forward, we need to make sure they're spelled correctly in Hawaiian, okay?
And,
okay.
you know,
Okay.
may I
I
add
just,
something?
that's just for organizationally going forward, okay?
Can I add something on that too, please? Maybe if they mean something in English, but they sound offensive in English, you know, like Elkie Street and a Weenie Street, you know, or why not, whatever it is, you know.
I
You might
think
take
we
that
should
in
use some
consideration. you know,
common
some of the-
sense in some of the naming of
because
some of these
people-
streets, yeah.
People come in from outside and they think, what does that mean? And,
Well, yeah, and
or put a hyphen above the I or something, you know, or they.
yeah,
Or-
the hyphens are missing, and, you know, Lili Kugliane, which was the last queen of Hawaii, Kahoia Haina Haya, o Hoya Poya, which said was she would not approve of the language we have on our signs, okay? So,
Okay.
and I've gotten corrected several times by Hawaiians who have come to visit, okay? So, they're sensitive about their language, okay? As I'm sensitive about my language, which is Seneca. I'm an American Indian, okay? I'm sensitive about my language, and it gets mispronounced all the time. And you're like, okay, you know, don't expect them to understand it because it's a minor language. But Hawaiian is, you go to Hawaii, a lot of Hawaiians speak Hawaiian, native Hawaiian, okay? And my native Hawaiian is not that great, but I can get by. But, so, I mean, I'm just saying, let's make the language understandable, and, you know, sometimes I have to be coached on how they want me to say it, and I'm not sure that's how it should be said, but what the general population calls it, I'm good with that, as long as it's not said offensively, or mispronounced offensively, that's all I'm saying. We do not need to upset other people, okay? And try to make the names, how would I say this? So they don't seem to be offensive to others, okay?
Make them kosher.
Yes, a little kosher-ness would be helpful,
Why you
yes.
crossed over?
Yeah.
the line,
Um, Because, I mean, quite honestly, I mean, you can mispronounce a word and it can be very offensive. I know I've given homilies in Brazil, and pronouncing one word wrong, bread, incorrectly, it means two different things. One is a male's organ, and the other one, it means it's correct, it means bread. And you have to be, the enunciation is very similar. So you must be careful. Okay?
Noted.
Okay. Just saying. Because it could be pretty embarrassing. It was for me. So, okay. So we have a motion to,
Well, may I give the staff report?
Oh, yes, I didn't know you, that's right, you did have a staff
Well,
report.
I was setting the stage, but anyway, the
apologize,
staff
Mr.
report
Rich.
is to approve
Okay.
the text amendment, okay, that the council wanted.
Well, that was a rather lengthy report, so.
Just wanted to make sure he was official.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Okay, so the council wants this approved. So now I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the report.
Second.
The request from city council?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the motion written down, Tammy, so we know what we're voting on?
Just accepting the request, yeah.
So
Staff recommendation that we keep the new subdivision name, street name, Hawaiian.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're voting in favor of a text amendment and recommending a text amendment that will add language to the subdivision regulations that all other proposed street names shall be Hawaiian.
Was it the fact that the subdivision was missing in the ordinances? Because we had it for other street names, did we not?
The current developments or.
We don't address it in the names of streets in our new subdivision regulations, and so that's where it came up specifically.
Okay, so it was the subdivision regulations that was missing.
Correct.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. 'Cause-
Because what you had first was you had Diamondhead Properties, or whatever it was called at that point in time, when they named the streets, okay? And then Purcell, and then I guess the POA might have had some type of activity in it.
Okay,
But then when we became a city, there was nothing in the ordinances that specified that. So you've
Okay.
got Glen Eagle with their golf name streets, and you got some other streets around that are not
yeah, we got
Hawaiian.
Lakeview and, yeah,
Right.
yep, okay. Yeah, I think it should be consistent, that would be nice. All right, okay. So I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Makes sense.
Okay. All right, so therefore, we will call to vote. Are there any questions on the motion? Okay, we'll call to question. There's no questions. We'll go for a roll call vote.
Commissioner DeBro,
Aye.
Commissioner Flowers,
Aye.
Commissioner Hector, Commissioner Horn, Commissioner Leo,
Aye.
Commissioner Torgerson,
Aye.
Chairman Ruble.
Aye. Okay, the motion passed. Has been approved. Item number 5 on the agenda today is, this evening, is the approval of the 2022 Planning and Zoning Commission calendar. I ask if you have looked at it and if there are any comments or changes that you'd like to make to the calendar. Commissioners? I think that's as per usual. I don't think there's any real exceptions. Let me look at it again real quick. Okay. Seeing none, there it is.
We use the rule of fourth Tuesday on every month, with the exception of November and
Right.
December.
November, December is different because
That's
of
correct, the holidays.
holidays, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So remember that the next month's meeting will be on the 8th of November, and
No,
December is the 13th.
right. We'll get, yes, correct.
Yeah, and I'll try to send out text reminders to some of our members who seem to forget.
Okay.
I forgot this week until tonight. I was like, okay. So I need a motion to approve the 2022, that seems hard to even say, 2022. I never thought I'd be alive in 2022 as a kid.
I know,
All right,
yeah.
2022. Calendar for 2022, I need a motion.
I'll motion it.
Todd made the motion. Okay, Mr. Torgerson, thank you for the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Mr. Dwyer seconded. Okay. The motion has been moved and seconded. Called a question. Any questions on the motion? Having no questions on the motion, we'll go for a roll call vote. Ms. Tammy?
Commissioner DeBrey,
Aye.
Commissioner Flowers,
Aye.
Commissioner Hector, Commissioner Horn, Commissioner Leo,
Aye.
Commissioner Torgerson,
Aye.
Chairman Rubar.
Aye. Okay, the motion is passed and the calendar for 2022 has been approved. All right, next, is there any unfinished business standing before the commission?
Not from
Staff?
us. No.
None? Commissioners? No? Okay. Now we're open to any public comments or non-agenda items. Is there anybody from the public? one
No,
wants to get up
no
and
one
say-
has signed up.
No one signed up? Oh, that's good, it's even better. Okay, any of the comments from the commissioners? No? Okay. The next meeting for the city council is next Tuesday at 6
November
o'clock?
2nd, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Any other announcements from staff?
Yes, there will be no planning commission meeting on November the 9th because we have no items for the agenda.
I thought it was the November the 8th.
That's 2022.
2022.
Yeah,
2020
Either
oh,
way.
2022, that's right.
yeah, okay,
Right, okay, none so far.
all right.
If that changes, you'll let us know, right?
Yes, and I don't see that changing because we passed the point of no return as far as advertising
Oh,
for
yeah,
these.
that's right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for reminding
The
us of
next
that.
planning commission meeting will be December the 14th.
December
Okay.
14th.
And so in lieu of that, I would like to wish all the commissioners a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy that with your family. Don't worry about this. We'll hold it down.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Being no further business, the meeting is, the commission meeting is adjourned.
No, how about voting on it?
Motion and second.
Oh, I gotta move in a
Yes.
second, that's right, I do. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Second. Motion been made and seconded. Any questions on the motions? I need a vote. All those in favor of the motion to adjourn?
Aye.
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 Aye.